All right, guys, you can lower your pitchforks. All right, you can change your little diapies. It was not a bug. It was not a hack. It was not a cheat code. It was not an exploit. At the end of the day, it was a discovery. The discovery of what seems to be a very intentional, secret, hidden pity timer that was put in place in the game. My legendary summoning record behind you, which I'm going to show in this video, has 367 days worth of data, worth of summons. Every single time out of 13 instances, except for once, I'll put it on the side right there, right now, 12 out of 13 times when I finished a summoning session, and then my next summoning session was 6 days later or longer. And when I returned to summoning, I returned on any banner except for the crazy banner. So where they get that crazy title, meaning a 2x rate up. Every time except for once, 12 out of 13 times, the first pull was a guaranteed legendary. It doesn't matter if when you return to summoning, it's a normal divine banner, so no rate up, just a random weekday. It can be a 2x by 15x or just a normal special banner, just a traditional 15x. It always worked in my data except for one time, 12 out of 13 times. The chances of that happening are astronomically unlikely. There's clearly a secret timer hidden and intentional in the game. What am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you point blank. Fred came to me with a system. Don't summon any summons then on this specific day in this specific time window. And he gave me a 1.5 hour time window. And he said I had to use my local time. I'm getting specific now because it doesn't matter anymore, because thanks to Romarine and the research I'm going to show you right now, we now know it had nothing to do with any of that. It quite simply is a secret hidden pity timer that all of us, including you guys saying, boo-hoo, it's so unfair, have been benefiting from the entire time you've played this game. Essentially, if you go a certain amount of days without summoning any divine summons, and then you go to summon on any divine banner besides the 2x, this is the 2x rate up on your chance to get a legendary hero, not a 15x rate up on once you get a legendary, it will be more likely to be these heroes. If you do anything but this banner when you return to your divine summoning, it is guaranteed your first divine summon will be a legendary. Go through your summoning record. I'm going to take you through mine right now and prove it. I could only find one instance across over a dozen legendaries where this was not the case. Let's go to what Romarine, the guy who figured this out, actually said to me on my Discord, the Fast and the Fastidious. So he said, I took a deeper dive into the secret divine summoning. I went through all my divine summons as far back as I could go. I'm going to do that with you guys in this video, going back 1 year and 2 days. He then says, turns out this isn't a trick or exploit, but built into the game. And I wholeheartedly now believe that. And trust me, if you have the patience, I know it's a big ask to actually watch the video, you will believe it too. There is no special ritual involved or a special time required either. In my logs, anytime it had been 7 days or more since I made a divine summon, my next divine was always a Lego legendary. So I decided to try it today based on that history, and guess what? I'm going to jump to my Discord now and show you what he said after that, but you wouldn't believe it. Legendary. So after that last sentence where he said, guess what? I said, really? And basically he said, yep. It had been 16 days, then 24 minutes ago. So with a 16-day gap, first one guaranteed to be Fasti. I'll tell you off the bat, I went through all my summons. I'm going to do that with you guys now. I found one example where this was not the case. A couple people also shouted out a couple instances. So please go through your summoning record and check. We have someone over here I wanted to point out. He said, definitely not true. You can see here a 14-day window. There might be a little more to this, but I'll bring you through mine. I found only one example. The only contingency I discovered was that when you return to your divine summoning, it cannot be on the 2x banner. Interestingly enough, as you're going to see, if you return and your summoning is on a 2x by 15x, so those banners with special names, you know, when there's 3 heroes on rate up and it's both a double chance to get a legendary and a 15x to get those heroes, it does still work. So without further ado, let me take you in. The final thing as people start tuning out, because I'm about to go through a lot of data with you, you need to know, for me, I found it to be 6 days, not even a full week, not even a full 7 days. But here you go, 360 days ago. Let's get into it. So 1 year and 2 days ago, I pulled Nasandai. Keep in mind, I only learned about the Fred method and everything 9 days ago. All this previous was blind summoning. So a year and 2 days ago, we had Nasandai. That was 367 days. I waited 7 days. I returned to my summoning on a special divine summoning banner. First one, legendary. 360 days, let's keep going back. You can see now it goes to 332 days. From 360 to 332, I'm on the prayers divine summoning. So this was a 2x by 15x. Again, that counts. It's only when you return on the crazy traditional 2x that it doesn't work, from what I can tell, except for the one instance in my summoning, it was not the case. You can see we had Lunaria, 360 days, 28 days later, first one we hit on Comet. Let's keep going now. 332 days, still the same banner. Let's keep going till the day changes. All right, so here you go, 332 days on the Prayers Divine. That was a 2x by 15x. Then we go, 9 days later, we didn't hit, but it was a crazy divine summoning. Every time we return and it's a 2x, a traditional 2x banner, it does not work. Let's keep going. Here we go again. So we're still on that crazy divine summoning. Let's keep going. And there we go. So 310 days, we end that summoning session. Then we return 6 days later. There's a couple times here where it's only 6 days, and we're now on that special divine non-crazy banner. First one, we hit again. The guarantee comes through. So next up, our next summoning session, 23 days later, we don't hit, but wouldn't you know it, once again, we're returning on the crazy traditional 2x, so that doesn't count. 281 days. And then we do return 6 days later, not 7. 6 seems to work for me in this past I didn't know about. 6 days later, we did hit once again. So now it has hit every single time I've showed you. 275 days, let's keep going. You can see, 274 days. I had one more attempt the next day trying to get a constance or something. Then we return 19 days later. It is a special or non-crazy banner. We hit on the first one yet again. The guarantee continues. We go. 255 days over here. We then take 21 days off. Springtime banner. This is a 2x by 15x. We hit on the first one yet again. We go. Same banner. Let's keep going. 232 days. Then we take 34 days off. We don't hit, but it is a crazy banner. That is when it does not work. We go. Then we've got 198 days to 157 days, so 41 days in between. When we do return, it is on a special banner, a non-crazy banner. Of course, we hit. Then 14 days later, the Frostborn Divine Summoning. This was a 2x by 15x. Of course, yet again, we hit. 143 days. We're going to do I did a lot of summoning that day. Let's keep going. A lot of summoning that day. You can see 142. Then we wait 27 days. It's a special banner. We did hit. So far we have not missed once. The next one is the only instance I found in my personal summons. I encourage you guys to go through yours in which we did not hit. So 115 days ago to this comes out to 28 days later. So to 4 weeks in between, we did go to a special banner. It isn't crazy, but we did not hit. That's the only instance of this happening. Very interesting here, 87 days to 59 days. That comes out as 28 days yet again, 4 weeks. And I did hit. And this wasn't even a rate up banner. This is your traditional on the week, like a random weekday summon, and I hit Valeria. So there you go, 59 days, we hit yet again. So it's only the crazy banners it's not doing, and this one singular instance I found. Then finally, we're back to the present. 59 days ago, then you can see to 28 days ago, so 31 days in between, we did hit again on that 2x by 15x, that's our Aurum. And then finally, 2 days ago, my infamous Twyla pull with the Fred method, 26 days in between. Wouldn't you know it, we hit again. I'm pretty sure this comes out to 14 out of 15 expected times that it happened. This clearly is not some bug. Go through your own summons. Please, I encourage you. This is some kind of secret, hidden, timed pity. So you have your traditional pity by summoning a bunch and you don't hit and they feel bad, but it seems like there's another pity where, hey, you took a lot of time off from summoning. When you return to doing it with your legendary summoning crystals, the devs throw you a bone. A lot of people have gone through and a lot of people have found this to be true. I think there's a little more to unpack. Why did it go from Glacius to Titus? There probably is something there. Is it 6 days or could it work on 5 or 4 days? I have no idea. Are there other little things to uncover? I think it's likely. But at its core, all this happened, almost a year's worth of summoning. Actually, exactly, because I only tried it for the first time 2 days ago, and I showed you 1 year and 2 days worth of summoning. A year's worth of summoning plus whatever happened before that isn't shown in the record that got cut off because of time, and they didn't want to store my data. All that time, I was completely in the dark. I'd never heard of anything like this, and it's clearly been here the whole time. In some respect, it's been here the whole time. And all you guys that have ever taken 6 days or more off between your summons and don't only summon on the traditional crazy 2x banner have all been benefiting from it for the whole time. Fred has not had an unfair advantage aside from knowing no reason to keep summoning if you can just wait a week and get it guaranteed every time. But that was it. It really was. So there you go. I really hope you did me the courtesy of hearing me out and making it to the end of the video. Yesterday was a very hard day for me. Clearly, I brought it upon myself, but I really don't like the negative assumptions. I don't like the cynicism. But yeah, it's my issue, I guess. But I hope you at least made it to the end here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I've been Fastidious. Thank you.